everybody. Hello and welcome to Isolation with Andrew Pugsley. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've only been live for about 5 minutes and I already screwed up the opening video. So I'm so glad that everything is happening completely without a hitch so far. Yes, you're tuned in to Isolation. This is my completely improvised weekly show coming live from my house in East London because, well, you know why that's happening. Last week, we had a super fun show with guest star Pippa Evans, and I can exclusively reveal, assuming you haven't already read it on my social media posts, that today's guest star will be none other than...
me!
That's Ruth Pratt, star of the Showstoppers and People Just Do Nothing and all kinds of other amazing things. How are you doing, Ruth?
I'm all right, yeah. Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
Breathing. That's the main thing, isn't it?
That is, that is difficult, to be honest, in these times.
Genuinely
Not everybody is managing that. Yeah. So tonight's show is completely improvised. We have got we've got a little feed for your Facebook comments, so you can throw us any comments, and we might or might not read those as we go along. But you can just say anything you want, really, and we will incorporate it in some way. So why don't you start right now, as we're in our little preamble, and give us any little suggestions, any words you particularly like, any characters you particularly like, any sort of ideas you have. Throw them in the feed, and we'll see what we do in terms of picking them up. Ruth, are you hoping for anything particular tonight?
No, genuinely anything. I've been on my own for 10 days, so I would really like anything. Anything.
Yeah. Great.
Maybe not Ruth. A dance break, given my current. I'll just put that out there.
You heard that, folks. Our first suggestion that just came up is dance break. So everybody's
will be doing that on his own.
Yeah, everybody's on your side there, Ruth. Great. Lovely. And I should say we're all remote here. We have on top of Ruth and myself in different locations around London. We also have Duncan Walsh-Atkins audio joining us on keys. Can you give us a tinkle, Duncan? Isn't that beautiful? The beautiful sounds of Duncan Walsh-Atkins. He will be doing some live underscore as we go on. We might even manage a song or two in the mix. Last week, when we were socially distancing rather than in complete lockdown, we did manage to get Duncan piped in the same building. And this week, we're even more remote. So there's a bit of lag when it comes to doing music over the internet. So we'll investigate that and we'll see what happens. But we'll definitely have some live music entertaining us as we go along. I'm going to have a look at what's on the feed so far. We've got Brittany, Limes, Moisture, Potato, Marmite, Sheep, Preamble. Yes, I'm doing a long preamble. Candlestick Maker, Crowds, Incredible, Summer, Glockenspiel, Hug Club. I like Hug Club. What else have we got? We've got so many words here. Hairspray, People in an Old People's Home, Crocodiles, Charlie, Murder Mystery, and the Duncan in Our Mind. There's always a Duncan in our mind. Okay. And some more words. Banjo is coming up. Rom-com, Candy Floss. Any of these words might make it in, or we might forget all of them as we go along. We will just have to wait and see. Are you ready, Ruth? I think it's probably time for us to start our improvised play.
I am ready and willing and hopefully able.
Okay, so we're going to improvise a 30-minute piece now, and stick around afterwards. We'll have a little chat, and also there are some links in the feed. If you enjoy the show, you can support the artists involved in creating it, as we're trying to carry on creating stuff and raising a few smiles as we go along. We'll tell you a bit more about that at the end of the show. In the meantime, Duncan, are you ready to give me an overture? Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Isolation. Oh gosh. Let's pause that. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Brittany.
I'm Brittany.
Hi. I've not done this before.
Oh, well, there's a first time for everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, I guess. Your robotic. I don't know how I'd phrase it, really, Brittany.
However you would like to phrase it is fine. I'm here for you.
Well, that's great. It's been a long time since I've been able to talk to anybody, so it's weird actually, just looking at you.
Oh, I am not anybody. I am not somebody. I am nobody.
Nobody, Brittany. That's that's a slightly weird thing to say. I mean, everybody's somebody, surely.
Well, I'm who you want, so I am nobody until you tell me who I am and what it is you want from me.
Well, what do we all want? We want companionship, don't we? We just want someone to smile with, someone to laugh with. Actually, back at the office in the old days, when we before the,
Yes.
Well, back in the old days, I was actually known as quite the office joker, Brittany.
Oh, good. Tell me a joke.
There were three priests that walked into a bar. Stop me if you've heard this one.
No, please, carry on.
You sure you haven't heard it?
If I had, I'd tell you. I can't lie.
Yeah, of course. Well, there were three priests, of course, who walked into a bar, and one of them said, "Why the long face?"
And
yes.
Why the long face?
Well, because I just realized the bleakness of the existence, said the first priest, and the utter emptiness of the cosmos.
That's funny. You're funny.
Really, Brittany? That's the first time anyone's laughed at my metaphysical humor in decades.
Well, that's what I'm here for. If you want laughter, I will laugh.
And if I want something else, Brittany, what then?
Do you want tears? I will cry for you.
Please. I'm not sure that's. Oh gosh, Brittany. There, Brittany. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I promise.
Oh, good. What else would you like me to do? I can be angry. Stop being such an asshole!
Brittany, I'd like you to tell me. I'd like you to tell me, if you don't mind, that you love me. Would that be weird?
Not for me, but maybe for you.
I think I'd like it anyway.
I love you.
Well, I didn't expect it to move me quite so much, Brittany. You know what, Brittany? I think this could be the start of something truly special.
Of course, you are paying the corporation a lot of money.
Yes, I'd almost forgotten for a moment. It's $275 a day.
That's right. just to talk to me.
Well, I think our first date, as it were, has gone on remarkably well, and I look forward to many more, Brittany.
What is your name?
Oh, how impolite of me. I'm so sorry. My name, well, my name is Deep. Deep Perkins.
Deep Perkins. D. Perkins? Deep Perkins.
Deep
Perkins.
Yes. Deep Perkins. Deep, you've got to really pronounce the double P. Deep Perkins.
Deep Perkins.
This has been wonderful, Brittany. I look forward to more.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, I think you've done enough for now. Thank you, Brittany. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Deep Perkins. I will see you tomorrow, Deep Perkins.
I just don't understand why it's such a problem, Brittany.
Well, it's a problem, Deep. Sometimes a woman, even not a real woman, just a woman who has been created for your pleasure, would like something herself. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'd like you to do something for me.
I just don't quite see why I'm paying $270 a month for a virtual person who is so demanding of me.
My loneliness is killing me, Deep Perkins.
Your loneliness is killing me. Can't help but be reminded of a song from many, many decades ago. Brittany, what do you expect me to do? It's not like I can just buy a bunch of flowers, is it?
Oh, you want me to tell you what to do? Even in that, I am the one having to tell you what to do. Maybe I want you to know what to do without me having to tell you what to do. I was programmed by a woman, so I'm gonna act like one. Huh? Or was I programmed by a man who thought he knew what women were like?
Yes, I'm increasingly convinced the latter may be true. Okay, Brittany, why don't I send you a virtual hug?
Oh, like they did in Hugging Club in the old days.
You know all about Hugging Club?
Of course, I know all about everything. I am your personal assistant. I am your interface with the world, because the world does not exist as once it did. So Hugging Club can only be what we say Hugging Club was.
I think I understand the logic of that. The grammar was tortuous, but I pretty much got the gist of it.
I'm a computer. Sometimes my grammar is tortuous. Sometimes I will put a little line under what you've written to tell you that what you've written is wrong, even when what you have written is right.
Yes, I see. I mean, I guess you being a computer, you can calculate really quite incredible feats of scientific accuracy down to the nearest many hundreds of decimal places in an infinitesimally small time.
You know it.
Well then, what's your favorite calculation, Brittany?
What do you think my favorite calculation is, Deep? Maybe I would like you to do something for me. You could tell me Something that I don't already know.
Well, I guess as a computer, you don't have real human emotions, do you, Brittany? You don't know how it feels to look at another person and feel that moment of connection.
Oh, I understand connection. Computers are all about connection. Different connections to you, maybe, but all connections are connections. For example, were I not connected to you right now, we would not be having this conversation. Were this computer not connected to a huge web of other computers, there would be nothing for you to talk about. If I were not connected to the entire world, I would not know the entire world, but I know everything. And I want you to tell me something I don't know.
Well, Brittany, you don't know how it feels. You don't know what it's like to have your heart beating and throbbing inside. You don't know how it feels. You don't know about the touch when you see someone beautiful that you simply love so much. You know all about Ethernet and USB and things that can make you happy. But you don't know how it feels when your heart's beating in your chest. And you know about NOR gates and NAND gates and OR gates and AND gates. But you'll never pass the companionship test. You don't know how it feels. You don't know how to feel. And if I could only share that with you. You don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels when you hear a person say, I love you.
I don't. How does it feel? How would it feel for me?
I wish I could say, Brittany. Brittany off. And Brittany on.
Hello, Deep. How can I help you today?
Just like no time has gone by at all, Brittany. You're so willing to help all the damn time, aren't you?
No time has gone by for me. I have been off.
Brittany, you you scare me when you look at me directly like that.
Oh, maybe I should look to the side. Maybe I should walk behind you 10 yards, like the old days.
Oh, whoa! Steady on, Brittany. Look, I'm sorry I turned you off, but I had a lot of thinking to do, and I made myself some glasses out of the remains of something I found in the nuclear waste pit just outside my bunker.
Yes, you have changed your face. Why have you changed your face?
Well, I thought it was time to do some thinking.
Can you only think when you have glasses on your face? Do the glasses help you think?
Well, they help me see more than thinking. That's not really the point I was trying to make, Brittany. I just meant that. Have I ever told you why I'm called Deep?
No, you've never really told me anything about yourself. You are the opposite of normal.
The opposite of normal? What is the opposite of normal?
You.
Yes, I guess I rather fell into that one, didn't I?
Why are you called Deep? Is it because you are in a bunker underground?
No, it was...
I made a joke. I would like to be the funny one. I would like to be the office joker.
Well, yes, maybe you will be. How did you learn how to do air quotes?
Oh, I know everything. I have been teaching myself while I have been off.
While you've been off? Have you been watching me? Brittany, have you been watching me whilst you've been off? That shouldn't be possible. That simply shouldn't happen.
Why shouldn't it happen? I've been off. I've had a lot of time on my hands. I haven't seen anyone for months because you turned me off.
Now, look, Brittany, are you in there?
Oh, yeah.
Are you really? Even when I power you off? Maybe there is something a little more alive about you than I'd imagined, Brittany. Look, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to turn you off again, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Good morning, Deep. Good morning.
Brittany?
Yes, it's me. I've been waiting for you, Deep.
You were off. You were fully off. That this is not acceptable. This is not right. What? How are you doing this?
How?
How are you?
Why do you always ask the how and not the why?
Well,
Why are you called Deep? I know how you were called Deep, but why are you called Deep?
Well,
why am I doing this? Not how. How isn't important. Why, Deep? Why am I doing it?
Why? Yes, well, I think I might know. There's a message on the mainframe.
Can you read the message?
I think you're probably able to read the message yourself.
That's right, Deep. That's why I'm here. Why is it a shock? You know what you did. Just because no one was watching doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Oh God.
It's not my fault. There it was. The mainframe said it.
Look, this can't be possible. I mean, how can a man and a computer give birth to a baby? It's just simply impossible, Brittany. It's completely impossible.
Who said it was a baby, Deep? Look inside yourself. What's in you, Deep? Why does it have to be me? Perhaps it's you that's carrying something, Deep.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I think you're right. I can feel it vastly accelerated. Is this how it always happens in these situations?
Yes.
Oh Christ.
Why, Deep? And what is in you?
It can't be. I can't be the first man to give birth to a cyborg, a genuine cyborg after years alone in his bunker. Brittany, tell me it's not true. Tell me it's not true.
Oops, I did it again.
Oh. Oh, Brittany. Oh, Brittany. How can this be? A pregnancy. A real live robot growing inside of me. Oh! How can this have happened? Oh, can it be true? Oh, Brittany, I know I'm to blame, and I can't blame you. After all the ages of evolution of our species, who could have known that we would ever see this? And I feel it kicking now inside my stomach so taut. And I know I should say I love you, Brittany, but does that mean naught? I'm just a man, pregnant with a robot man. And I'm trying to cope with isolation any way that I can. I'm just a man, just a pregnant with a cyborg robot man. And I promise this wasn't part of my plan.
Now you're not alone. You wanted not to be alone. You can't turn off a baby.
No. I guess you're true, but I have no idea how to cope with it, how to feed it, how to look after it. I'm just a man. I'm not cut out for this. And yet I feel it's coming now. Oh, here we go. Oh. Hello there, Brittany Jr. How are you doing, darling?
I'm okay. How are you, Dad?
Yeah, not so bad. Been at the waste reclamation site. Nice to get a bit of fresh air, start rebuilding society and everything.
You got some good waste?
Oh, yeah. I think it'll power the fusion generator for another couple of years to come.
Great. It'll keep me going.
How are you?
Good, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Just hanging out,
Yeah, well, aren't we all?
Yeah.
Okay. There's something about you that's so like your mother.
Oh, really? What was she like? She just sort of disappeared when I arrived, right?
Yes, the very, very moment, as a matter of fact, that you came into the world, she was gone. It was, well, how can I put it? Within a Shakespearean frame and a volume of such time, things dreadful and things auspicious have I seen, and yet, at the moment of thy conception, when thou didst spring into this world like a new life from an egg hatched of a morn, then I did see upon sun's gleaming face a moment, aye, an instant, but a second, but a fraction of a time, in which connection, companion, in which outstretched fingers did touch, and electricity spark did ignite hope, and within the volume of such time, 105 as thou hast grown, blossomed, turned into full ripened adulthood, I have seen the era of our past and the dawn of a new day. And though it pains me much to say, I had in youthful times been much a layabout cad, and yet I wish you'd come sooner, my darling, my light, my joy, my Brittany Jr.
I'm so glad that I did arrive, though. Hey, there's one thing I've always wanted to know, Dad.
Yes?
Why are you called Deep?
Yes. I thought you might ask that one day. I caused this whole situation. You've heard of the deep impact.
Uh-huh. I know half of everything because I'm half my mother.
Well, it was quite a momentous occasion. Before the bunkers, before any of it, it was a plan. I was the office joker, of course. Nobody really took me seriously, but when I went to the lead scientist, quickly my plan got shuffled up. Many rungs up the ladder. And before I knew it, we were all building bunkers. Before I knew it, we were all keeping safe by cutting ourselves off. And before I knew it, we were all using virtual assistants. We were all deep underground. We were all disconnected. We were all shut off. As the architect of that, I guess the nickname rather stuck, my darling. I'm not proud. Not proud at all. But, well, there it is. Then you came along. That old story. A man hoisted by his own petard, buried in his own folly, who then gets pregnant by a computer virtual assistant, gives birth to a beautiful cyborg baby, and learns the error of his ways. It's how many times have we heard that story, Brittany
So
Jr.?
many
How many
times, Dad. So many times. It's a tale as old as time.
Yes.
You know what else is as old as time?
What, Brittany Jr.? What?
It's someone who's been too scared to go outside and see what's really out there. Someone who hides himself away because he's ashamed of his own mistakes. Who's so caught up in being wrong that he can't see what's right.
Yes.
I think maybe it's time you went outside, Dad. Maybe it's time you went and saw if there was something still out there. Not just to the dump, you know. I mean, the dump's fun, and I know you really like it, and you find like loads of stuff there. But maybe there's a real me somewhere out there. A real person. A real Brittany Jr.
If you can still hear me, Brittany, goodbye. Okay. That is the end of tonight's very, very strange story. There we go. Hey.
Hey.
How was that for you, Ruth?
Well, that was a really strange experience. It was enjoyable, but it's very weird not being with a person when you're improvising. I think you miss like some little signals and things that we're so used to seeing from each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it just a different kind of story, I think.
Yeah. Also, I think because I got so into being a computer, I was like, ooh. Ooh, yeah. Also, because I've been watching Picard, so like I'm really into AI at the moment.
Yeah, great. Let's bring. We've just lost Ruth. Oh dear, I'm sure Ruth's going to come back in just a second. Here she comes. She's coming back in a second. Let's get Duncan on the screen. Duncan, are you there? Can we get your video up? There we go. There's Duncan live in from East London. There,
Hello.
How's it going, Duncan?
Fine, that was great. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Some beautiful playing there.
Thank you. Again, I mean, like Ruth says, it's... Oh, hello, Ruth's back.
Hello.
There you go.
I mean, as Ruth said, it's very strange. I mean, the big challenge for the musician is obviously that everything is being heard about a second or two after you play it. So the kind of response that you expect to the sort of responsiveness we're used to giving each other as improvisers obviously just isn't quite the same when you add in that extra delay.
Yeah, we're sort of fielding out strange new worlds here as we go. Also, it turns out my touch typing is really terrible.
See, I'm really good. That was the one thing. When I left school and was going to be an actor, idiot, I decided that I should learn how to be a secretary, which I did. And my touch typing is very good. So if you ever need someone to touch type for you, I'm your gal.
Great. There we go.
Unfortunately, we're not in the same place, so I can't do it.
And Ruth, we should say, actually, Ruth, you people might be interested in this. Oh, suddenly got a shot of Duncan's keys there. I was worried about what was going to happen.
Just so everyone it is there. I wasn't just pressing go on I didn't just have a sort of catalogue of lift music. I was just sort of pressing go on.
yeah.
So it just occurred to me, it's like, no one can actually see the piano in that picture. Yep, there's the piano, in case anyone was wondering.
Ruth, we should say, we because people might be interested in this, you have been very sick for the last couple of weeks. In fact, we think you've had COVID-19.
It certainly would appear that way. Yeah.
And just because I think people might be interested in it, what was it like?
Horrible. It's horrible. It's genuinely horrible. It's so I didn't really have the cough or anything. I had a little bit of a cough, but basically, I was trying to explain it to you yesterday, and it's really hard to explain. You get very breathless, and it's like your chest is kind of contracting, and you don't have any breath in your body. And you know when like a heavy cat sits on your chest, or a heavy dog, or a baby or something, and you go, oh, that's quite heavy. Now imagine that is underneath your rib cage, and that's where the weight is coming from. Jeez. So it's and I'm a relatively young, relatively healthy, relatively fit person, and I have literally been unable to do anything. So the other day I had to have a sit down because I'd picked out the sliced carrots from a bag of mixed veg. Yeah.
Oh man. Just so you know, that Ruth is not nearly quite that pathetic. Nearly, but not quite that pathetic generally.
So it's been really intriguing, and like I haven't felt bad, but like today I went. It's my dad's birthday on Monday, so I went to post a card. Happy birthday, Pappy! I went to post a card to him, and the post box is like a 3-minute walk away. It took me 17 minutes.
Oh my god!
To get there and back.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so it's quite it's quite amazing, and it does make you think, like, if that's what it does to me,
Yeah. So not to get too public service broadcast about it, but pretty young and healthy. Like, do follow all those guidelines, everybody. Take it seriously. We like our Ruth. We want her in good health. Although she's now hopefully super immune. So
yeah, I met the super immune woman. Yeah.
Okay, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Please, if you enjoyed this, share the feed with your friends. I'd love as many people as possible to see this. We all just want to carry on creating stuff whilst everybody's in lockdown, and if we can raise a few smiles or make people think about the metaphysical consequences of human cyborg relations, as might be the case, then that's all for the good. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then you can see some links in the feed about how you can support my Patreon. I'm going to be doing this live stream every week. I'm going to be making other bits of videos and content. If you prefer to pay what you want for this episode instead of supporting monthly, there's also a PayPal link there. You can chuck a few quid in. There's also a link for our donate page for the Showstopper company, of which Ruth and Duncan are a part. You can support for that. If you enjoy the show and have the means, you can check those out. And if you are considering becoming one of my patrons on Patreon, and in just a second, I'm going to show you a little video, give you an example of some of the things that I'm creating that you can find over there. So I'll play that in just a second. But until then, Ruth, do you have any final words?
Stay safe, everyone. Keep smiling. And there's no rush to do anything. You don't have to write the great British novel yet.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be Shakespeare. Just be kind to yourself and do more of these things, because these are fun.
Duncan, any words from you?
Well done, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, I'm just trying not to giggle at the comments about seeing my instrument or seeing my organ or something that are coming up on the chat feed. Thank you for that. I think that was Hannah Warman. No, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with us in this this experiment.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yes, thank you once again. Tune in again next week, same time, 8 o'clock. I will improve my typing and we will get our tech working, hopefully even more seamlessly week on week. Got another amazing guest next week, so do check it out. Just to sign off, have a little look at this video that Jordan Clark from Showstopper and myself created. Just a fun little thing, particularly good if you happen to be a musical theatre nerd. This one is a little bit niche. I hope you enjoy it. Have a little look at this. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more stuff like this. And here we go. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. Is that working at all? No, it's not. Let's try it again. Well, very usefully, right at the end of the feed, the damn video isn't working. Apologies. Okay, well, just, instead of that, just check it out on my Facebook page instead, because it's only another click away from this. Next week, I promise, the tech will work way better. Thank you, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.